Yo, what's up? Jason Wittrock here, checking in, 7:30 in the morning. Currently 13 days out from the Arnold Classic. Woke up feeling good. Had good training sessions yesterday. I'm supposed to be taking an off day today. We'll see how that goes. Drinking my morning coffee and doing a little physique update here with you guys. So we're going to start a new tradition on this YouTube channel. So every morning when I wake up, I get an email from somebody around the world either asking me a question, tell me about how they feel, getting my opinion on stuff, and I always make sure that I answer them back. And so what I'm going to do is start reading off those emails in the morning, at least one of them, and giving the answer to everybody, because I think knowledge is power, and a lot of us go through the same struggles. So, you know, somebody might have a question that you also have, and so I'll have an opportunity to answer that. Also, if you want to start emailing me your questions, my email address is jasonwittrock@gmail.com. Or you can also hit up my website. It's jasonwittrock.com. Wittrock is Wittrock. All right, so let's get to it. We've got an email from, let's see here, from Dan. So Dan says, so I'm going to be real honest. I just had the worst day. Tried to work out and got halfway through, but I really was just going through the motions. So I stopped, and I'll take a day as rest and redo tomorrow. Is that okay, and does that ever happen to you? Okay, awesome question. And the answer is yes, that does happen to me. It happens to everybody. It's part of the journey. It's the ups and the downs. So, you know, you're fine for listening to your body, okay? You know, if you want to make the most out of it, if you start feeling like shit at the gym, like you just don't have what it takes to get a good workout in, maybe hit some abs or some light cardio for 15 minutes just to feel like you did something, and then get the fuck out of there, man. It's all good. That's usually what I do, but here's the thing. Here's the difference. Like I said, it happens to everybody. But the difference is the people that end up succeeding when they have those days, they accept it, they don't get down on themselves, and they say, listen, maybe I need to take some rest, so they get out of there. But it doesn't hold them back. It doesn't weigh them down, and the very next day, they're back up on the saddle galloping towards their goals. The people that don't end up succeeding, when these days come, when the storm comes, inevitably, when that obstacle hits them, they start questioning everything. They start doubting themselves. They stop believing. They convince themselves that maybe they don't have what it takes to succeed. And that is where you really get in trouble. So then what happens is the next day you're still thinking about yesterday and how you didn't have what it takes. You start questioning whether today is going to be different, and that's a bad thing. So my advice is accept it, listen to your body, listen to your mind, don't get down on yourself. You know, take the day as a rest day, and tell yourself that you got what it takes. This happens to everybody, and you're going to kick ass the next day and keep pushing hard towards your goals. So that's it, guys. We'll do this again in the next video. Again, if you have questions, hit me up. All right, so my rest day didn't last very long. I think I'm just getting excited. I'm 13 days out from my show, like I said. So we're going to go to Westchester Fitness Club, the Midwest Mecca, owned by my boy Ben Humphrey. It's a small little private training studio, which is awesome. I've been training, you know, at LA Fitness for a while just because it's convenient, but I like to get over there as much as possible, especially before my shows, because it's just a nice, private, small gym, you know, loud music, you know, environment. LA Fitness is just a little too chaotic and stuff for me right now. So we're going to go hit some chest and triceps over there, and I will check back in with you guys after the workout. All right, guys, so here we are hitting chest and triceps. Starting with chest first. I always prioritize upper chest by doing incline first. So here we're doing an incline machine, a little warm-up set here. Everything you see today, we're doing 3 sets of everything. The first set's a warm-up set, usually 15 to 20 reps. That's just to kind of get the blood flowing, get the movement down, make sure I'm hitting the right target. And then we move on to an isometric set where I do usually 10 to 12 reps and then an isometric exercise after that. And then we finally do a shocker set where I just absolutely obliterate the muscle, mostly with negative reps and drop sets. So that's the warm-up set there. Moving on to the isometric set here. So really focusing on that upper chest there, trying to control it as much as possible, not letting the weight just slam down, squeezing at the top. So 10 to 12 reps here. And then we're going to move right into the isometric, which is an upper chest iso flex. So for that, you're going to put your hands together, chest up, shoulders back, and you're going to squeeze 10 times. I'm really squeezing my upper chest, firing all those muscle fibers up there, trying to connect my mind to my upper chest, trying to keep my hands up. And on the 10th rep here, I'm going to squeeze right here and hold it for 10 seconds as hard as I possibly can. It gets hard, and done. Finally, we're moving on to the shocker set here. So increasing the weight, going usually 6 to 8 reps here under full control, really still controlling the way down. So we're going to hit a drop set here. So what that is basically in order to grow muscle, man, you got to hit failure and then you got to keep pushing past failure. So I'm going to do here, I'm going to do a double drop set. So I'm dropping the weight about 25% and then banging them out again, really focusing on good form here, feeling that stretch in my chest. You can see I'm arched up. And trying to focus on actually using my chest to push up instead of my arms. As you can see here, I'm not going all the way up because I want to keep all the tension on my chest. Dropping it another 25% here. Now with these, I'm really just focusing again on using my chest and not pushing up with my arms so much. So I'm not even going up all the way. I don't even care. I just want to keep all the tension on my chest there. So. All right, now we're moving on to a flat bench. I think this is a hammer strength machine. This is going to target the mid portion, inner portion of the chest. We got our warm-up set here. I like this machine because, you know, it helps me try and keep my elbows in. I have a difficult time keeping my elbows in on a regular barbell bench press. So this machine lets me do that. As you notice, I'm not arched forward like I was on my incline. My back is completely against the backrest there, and I'm trying to push through my chest. Here's a good view that shows you how much I'm trying to keep my elbows tucked into my body. Really pushing through my chest and trying to not use my arms so much, really stretch my chest and squeeze. Stretch, squeeze. And this is the isometric set, so 10 to 12. And then we go into a mid-chest iso flex, so hands directly out in front of me, shoulders back, chest up, and I'm squeezing. 2. Really squeezing and trying to flex the inner portion of my chest as if there's like a pencil between my chest and I'm just trying to crack it. And then on the 10th rep, I'm going to squeeze and 100% as hard as I possibly fucking can right here. It's going to hurt. You see the shaking right there? That's actually a good thing. That just shows you how hard I'm actually squeezing. All right, so now we're moving on to the shocker set. We're going to do another drop set here. Notice again, my back is flat up against the backrest. Really trying to target that inner portion of the chest. So as soon as I hit failure here, trying to keep it under nice control too. As soon as I hit failure here, I just jump up, strip 50% off, right? Jump right back in and pushing past failure and just squeezing out a few more reps. Nice and controlled on these. Really, we're going for quality, not quantity here. I don't care if I get 100 of these. I really want to control the negative, focus on feeling that stretch, and squeeze. Stretch, squeeze. Again, you can see I'm just going little partial reps just to keep the tension on. So, bang. Okay. Now we're hitting some decline barbell press. I really like the decline barbell press. Really stimulates lower pec, but to be honest with you, it stimulates the outside of the pec, almost the entire pectoral muscle. It's such an underrated exercise. I just think people don't like being in that position, to be honest with you. The good thing about the decline press for me also is it takes the shoulders out. So that was my warm-up set. Now we're going to hit the isometric set. So again, the emphasis here is on the lower pec. So when we hit the isometric after this, I'm going to be squeezing through my lower pec. It's a lower pec iso flex. I think I hit 8 to 10 here. All right, so immediately jump up and we target the lower pec. 2, 3, really trying to squeeze through the lower portion of my pec, really trying to focus my mind on the lower pec, squeezing my hands together to flex that area. And then as soon as I hit my 10th rep, I'm going to go all out and squeeze the bloody Jesus out of my lower chest. And it hurts. But it works. Just like that. All right, so now we are on to the shocker set. We're going to go 6 to 8 here. Really going the heavy weights here. And then we're going to move into negative reps. Negative reps are an amazing way to build strength. A lot of people just focus on the positive portion of the rep, but there's so much strength and so much development you can get with the negative portion. See, I couldn't get any more positive reps. As you see, I still have some negative strength there. So I hit 3 of these. This is my 3rd one. Really shaking, trying to keep all the tension on the chest, and basically making him do an upright row. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to show you all the sets here, but this is a single arm pec deck fly. I like isolating the chest with this by doing one arm. For some reason, I feel like when I do 2 arms at the same time, I don't get the best range of motion, and I kind of lose focus on the squeeze. As you can see, I can really squeeze right there. So I always like doing single arm with this. Sometimes I'll actually try and touch the inside of my chest to feel the target out, to make sure that I get that squeeze. It's very, very, very important. And if I lose track of it, I'll just touch my chest right where I need to feel it. Right there. You see how I do that? I'm losing track of the contraction, so I touch right there to make sure that I get that focus back on that contraction right there. All right, so that's it for chest. We're going to move on to triceps. I've never really been a big fan of skull crushers, but we did them today. I know a lot of people do them with their arms up and then they bring it down to their forehead. For some reason, I never feel like that gives me a very good stretch on my tricep, and it also, it really hurts my elbows. So I've been, keeping my arms back, my elbows back. And as you can see, I lower the bar almost below my head. And then when I push out, it's not directly above me. It's almost like behind me. And that really helps me get a stretch, as you can see here. Now, you're going to forfeit the weight because it's a lot harder to do it this way. But I feel like you just get a much better stretch on that tricep right there. But again, I don't know if that's the absolute correct way to do it. That's just what feels comfortable for me, so do it however you guys want to do it. They are good, though, for building the long head of the tricep, and there's a failure. Now, this is an isometric for triceps. It's an inside isometric tricep flex. So as you see, I'm keeping my elbows or my arms tucked into my body, and I'm just squeezing, just like we were for chest, through my triceps 10 times. And on the 10th rep, I'm going 100% right there as hard as I possibly can until I feel like my tricep is literally going to explode. Bang, just like that. And then we'll do a final set here. Triceps, I usually only do 3 exercises. So my favorite exercise is coming up here, and that's the dumbbell. Yeah, right here. The dumbbell press. So I make like a little triangle with my hand there. Really get a good stretch. And squeeze at the top. I feel like this is great for building mass. You know, you can really kind of go heavy. Once you get the movement down, you know, the tendency is to kind of flare your elbows out. So when I'm doing these, I always try and focus on keeping my elbows tucked in. And I don't, again, I've almost, you see how I got that up there? That's worked for a long time for me, even with the heavy weights. But the other day I was doing them and I literally tweaked my shoulder doing that. So I would recommend, if you guys can, have somebody hand you the weight and then also take the weight off you, because when you're reaching across your body with all that weight, it only takes one time and something goes snap. So even there, I should have just handed off the weight to my cousin Austin, but I didn't. So here is an iron cross tricep iso flex. So I'm squeezing, I'm almost just trying to hyperextend. My palms are up and I'm squeezing through my triceps at the bottom there. Just stimulating as much fiber as I possibly can from all different angles. And then I'm holding it there for 10 seconds as hard as I possibly can until it feels like it's just going to cramp up. Okay, so we got a drop set here. Again, be careful when you're doing this stuff. I think I actually let Austin take the weight here from me. This is heavy. You know, my elbows are a little bit flared out here. It's just because it's so much weight, but to be honest with you, I should have lightened the weight and kept my elbows tucked in. So I'm having him help me get a forced rep there. And then we're going to do a drop set down. So I dropped the weight 50% and went again. So one exercise that I did not capture on video that I did after this, which was a finisher, was I did 100 bench dips, as many sets as possible. I think it took me 5-6 sets. So there you go. That's how you do it. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Back home, about to start eating some food and get on with my day. Appreciate you watching. Hopefully you got a lot of good information out of that workout. Go give that workout a shot yourself. If you have questions, hit me up in the comments section or email me, jasonwittrock@gmail.com. I'm getting on this YouTube game on the regular, so make sure you give me a subscribe. We got a lot of cool content coming up. The Arnold Classic is on the way. So peace out, much love, and keep up the good hustle.